I'm ColinFurze, inventor, former plumber and all-round builder of things. Now, over the years I've put together some pretty crazy machines and broken a few world records along the way. But now I've decided to take a break from building stuff for myself and I'm using my creative...
3 years ago, in secret, I started digging an underground tunnel from my workshop to my house. This is the complete story. I've dreamt about doing this forever. Welcome to the ColinFurze channel, people. Subscribe because you are going to go on a civil engineering fabrication ride of a lifetime. Now, regular viewers will know that I have an underground bunker in my back garden and it is absolutely fantastic. It is like one of my most favourite things I have ever made. And ever since I've made it, I've always wanted a way of connecting it to this, my workshop, and my house. Now, of course, when I made the bunker, we quarried a hole up in the back garden, built a metal box and covered it over. But I can't do that here, can I? Because the workshop and the house exist on top of it. So we've got to dig down and actually tunnel underneath it. Okay, this is the general setup. We have the bunker, we have the house, and we have the shed. Now, of course, this bit from here to here can be done above ground with a JCB. But from here along to here, no. We have to do it all by hand, digging it, going underground, boom. Now, this is going to be a very time-consuming and a very expensive project, but it doesn't matter. We have a sponsor, Free Trade. Now, I'm actually going to do this in secret so as not to alarm the neighbourhood. And also, a secret project is way more fun. Now, I actually started this a long time ago, so let's roll back the time before coronavirus was even a thing and start making ourselves a secret entrance.
All the same and you're all bricks. Piss me off to get your fix. While I'm in his guilt your brain. Piss me off you can't refrain. Music is all nice to me. You're in the loop and you're not.
First thing you need to do now is build a frame and a hatch that we can sink into the foundations of the workshop, and then we can cover it all over and then we can just work whenever we want to. Right, let's get on with it. Right, so made this frame. That's basically going to sit somewhere around there. This sits in the middle. Sits in there. There's no hinges on it at the moment. Put the hinges on afterwards, and then we can lift that up, fold it down, and this is proper solid. Now we need a system to be able to roll the carpet back and put it back down again with ease, because at the moment it's actually screwed down onto the floor because it kept moving. And then we can draw around our frame and then get the old Tom Lamb and his slab cutter in. Oh, that's going to make a mess. Now, before we start chopping this floor, right, let's dig! We're going to have to sort the dust issue out. Right, we've rigged up the water system on the saw, so we'll have another go and see if we don't completely fill the place with dust. Right, Tom, come on, he's itching to do this. That's it. Right, that's the square cut. And now we've just got a lot of mess to clear up. No one's gonna have a clue what we're doing in here. This is our idea of stealth. I think that's about it. That's about it.
I think we forgot the handle. It's what we were never here. Right, so I've got a load more tubs, so hopefully get a bit more out this time. That's got through the base. We're now into actual soil. But I know what you're thinking. Where are we going to put all this? I have a plan.
You fill these bags with the dirt from the tunnel. Then, wearing them inside your trousers, you wander out into the compound. All you have to do is kick it in.
Now, one problem I have got is I've not got a lot of room to swing my spade around with. So, bought a new spade. I'm going to chop it down 6 inches and do the same with a shovel. It's even got its own little toolkit. Oh.
My body's out of control, and I'm falling way down low. So I'm gonna ride it alone. Yeah, I'm gonna ride it alone. Oh, I'm jumping.
Voila! Right, dig 4, let you commence.
I'm gonna ride it alone. For right to left and back again, nothing you crave. Your only friend, utopia, is bound to you. Insanity, it bound you to held up and now you can't deny the goals on the later.
Now, I've been digging this hole with loud music on so no one can hear the sound of me digging. But tonight, Tom wants to come and help me, and I thought it would be a bit weird if 2 people were in the shed with really loud music on because we wouldn't be able to talk to each other. So, to cover the noise, tonight is band practice night. Hey, Tom.
Now, as we're getting a little bit deeper, things are starting to get a lot harder. Now, under normal circumstances, a spade, a pickaxe or a jackhammer, all perfectly fine. But it's all high impact, it's going to make a noise, can't do it. So, we need a quiet system of moving stuff. 240 volt hydraulic pump. Right, that's got that sorted, nice and solid. Now I shall stick a handle on it once I've got all the hydraulic hoses and stuff mounted. But before that, I've got to sort my pump out. I'm going to shove it under here. It's a good excuse basically to tidy all this rubbish up. There's still bits of Christmas tree under here from the Undecor 500C. Oh, look at that, look. I mean that's a fit, that is. Cable will come out there. Thingy will come out there. Yes, 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 let's bolt it down. Now we've got power! Like literally scrape the surface off. This is solid rock. Whacking the pickaxe in and it's like dum, dum, dum. It is one big plate. So I think now we've actually hit the limestone seat. I was kind of hoping it would be a bit deeper than this because the bunker at the bottom, although we hit it there, the garden slopes down a bit, so I was hoping that the limestone would be a bit leveler and then this would just be, well, whatever all this is, just nonsense on top of it. So, neighbours are away today, they're coming back tomorrow, so I'm going to take this opportunity to get the big breaker in here, smash as much of this up as possible, because that's going to be really difficult to do with anyone else in, because let's face it, that's going to make a lot of noise. It's blooming exciting, this is. This is the perfect first project. Right, something quite remarkable has happened. I'm digging down, look, I'm getting quite deep, and all of a sudden, I felt a draft. And look, where's that draft coming from? There's a little crack down here. I can get my fingers right underneath there. I put this, look, there's literally a draft coming out of it. Come on, wind. If wind blows outside, look, there you go. I don't know where that crack goes to, but it obviously must be connected to outside somewhere. Are we going to earth some secret cave? That could save us a lot of digging. The crack's getting deeper. That might be the depth we need to go. Look at that! Here we go, corner's all nice and square. Next thing I want to do is put some framework around the outside, to stop any collapses, but also we definitely know we're digging vertical, level, horizontal, everything, so we don't wander off and we end up with like some skew-whiff tunnel. It's middle of September now, so we're nearly, what, 2.5 months away or something from it being a year old? Right, that's the chassis in, nice and solid. Got these little pins in here in the corners to help it in. Put a bit of mesh up and just keep digging. Here we are, we're down to maximum depth. We've got all the mesh on the wall, we've got all the framing on the wall. But it's actually April 2021 now. A whole year and 3 months has passed since I properly come down here and actually did any work on this, because of course there's been COVID and all that malarkey, and I would normally work on it when the neighbours are out or are on holiday. Of course they've not been anywhere and I want to get on with it basically. So next we start going sideways, but I want to do it in complete silence. So I'm not disturbing anyone and it's not causing any issues. So similar to how we had the hydraulic things, I need to make that but go sideways, and then we need to bring the motor, all the operating system for that down here so you can't hear anything basically. This is getting exciting.
Hold me close as I lie dying in your arms, and feel the heartbeats in your chest. Don't grieve for me as I lie dying in your arms. Watch me take my final breath. What a perfect way to die.
That's got some arches up. We just need some silent digging apparatus, like proper quiet, super stealth, so stealth even I don't even know I'm doing it. What?
I guess now I see that you'll be in death, but we finally free. I'll hold you close as you lie dying in my arms, and watch the stars fade from your eyes. I swear you one thing that I never meant you harm beneath this shroud of burning skies.
Right, we have the ultimate system now. 240-volt hydraulic pump which sits at the top. Silent, just sits there whirring away. Click into that, the winch. That doesn't make a noise. I've attached that on the underside of the hatch. So basically you lift it up, you click it in, you're good to know. It's all controlled off a switch on a very long wire, so I can even control it from down here or we control it from up there. Beautiful. Now, as well as that, remember this thing from the last video? I've basically kind of added a long tail to it, welded a nice long pole which is adjustable so we can stretch it out. That's going to basically pin itself in between, push itself into the rock face and break it, all in complete silence. We basically will hang this off the winch as well so I can get it at the right height, move it around nice and easy. I've not got to try and lift it up and lump it around, which is one of the problems it was with before. Right then, let's give it a test. I'm going to have to do all this on time lapse because there is barely any room in here to have a camera and a tripod, as you can see. Okay, first digging session done. One thing I've learned, going sideways is a hell of a lot easier than going down. This works an absolute treat. Genius move, Furze, top marks. In fact, we've used it so much, I've had to strengthen it up slightly because we did actually bend it. But it's all good, it's good and powerful. There is nothing it won't push through. Solid rock, it just moves it, shoves it all out of the way. Now, of course, this bit here, this is the danger zone. We always knew, didn't we, that this would be the dangerous part of the project, going sideways. And I kind of devised my own little set of rules that we'd never stand under anything that wasn't fully supported. So what we're going to do, we're going to slip roll some 3mm plate, and then we're going to use old Bessie here to push it through the ground, and then we'll weld it across this edge, and then that will support it as we're going along. Then we can kind of scrape out underneath it, you know, weld all the edges up and whatnot, and that should be good. So we'll never be going under anything that hasn't got any metal above us. That is the plan. Because the problem is this is a massive weak spot, because we've got an open edge and then the bit that we're going under, and it can just fall off basically. And we did open it up this morning and there was a lump of it on the floor, which is kind of nerve-wracking. Right, so slip roll a bit of metal, push it in, weldy weldy, more diggy outy.
I've seen you walking around, I've seen you out before. I recognize your voice, I've heard you before. Now tell me how you feel. You felt like this before. You felt what I've been feeling, 'cause I can't take much more. Oh yeah. Tell me what you wanna do, 'cause I don't care, now I got you.
There we are. Well, this bit didn't quite shove in how I wanted it to. You know, the image in my head of just pushing it in nicely like it's going through a bit of cheese didn't quite happen. We have got it in now, and it doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere. So basically we've started chimbling down here, getting it all flat, chimbling down there. I'm going to take a little bit more off this bottom bit, and then we can get the old rammy thing, shove it in here up to there, and then push that corner in nicely, get a nice bit of bar across. Same here, this one needs lifting up a bit here. Shove that up, get the downrights down, get it all welded up, meshed up, safe, back a bit more.
Oh yeah. Tell me what you wanna do, 'cause I don't care, now I got you. Now show me what you wanna see. Show me how and I'll show you me.
How the hell are we getting this out?
Now show me what you wanna see. Show me how and I'll show you me.
Right, so I've got all these ooking massive bits to do something with. So I'm using my hydraulic pointy thing to split them in half. Okay, we're about 1.5 meters down. We're getting the systems down now. We know exactly what we're doing. Now I've brought the pump and the welder and everything down here now, so it's completely silent. That's all good, but we're learning. We've got different seams. We've got our clay seam at the top here. We've got our compressed clay and limestone seam here, loose limestone, and then big lumpy rock hard bits of limestone. Now basically, to move forward, you get your crowbar with the handle on, you can pick away at the loose limestone, that all drops up, makes like this kind of cheek thing here, which looks like it's going to collapse on you, but it doesn't. basically you get old Bessie underneath, you push that up, it breaks all that off, makes it all fall down nice and easy, nice and quiet. Then after that you square off the roof, square the edges off in the corners, push a bit of metal up, get it all welded up, push a bit of plate up, you're then safe to work underneath it, and then you can go in, take the big limestone out. Once that's all gone, stick your upright down, bosh, you're another 400mm forward, and you start it all again.
Why are you feeling so insecure? You're sleeping in Hollywood, the city that puts nobody insecure. You ran so far away, I picture might save the day, but only served to save me from myself.
Now see, this bit with these big bits of rock is like a jigsaw puzzle that you can only do one way, only you're doing it in reverse, so you have to take it out in a certain way, because essentially you end up wiggling bits around trying to work out, well, I can't get that one out till that one's gone, that one won't come out until that bit's moved out, so you're just kind of searching and hunting around trying to find the nearest loosest one, and then it all starts to kind of pick its way to bits. Yeah. Oh my God! Oh, lost the whole thing down there. Oh, it's like some weird rock, dirty video. Don't say that, Colin. Get teased, look, these massive cracks, but I want to open up like a cave. Are we going to find a cave or a dinosaur or something? So I don't have to dig loads of stuff out. I just line the walls out and it's all done. Come on, nature, give me a cave. Nah. Still ain't found a cave or a dinosaur. They've got no chance of finding anything on Mars, have they? Oh look, we've got lights, yes. One torch, simply not good enough now, so we've got these festoon lights all the way around here. Looks very nice down here. Now, we've gone as far this way as we're going to go for the time being. This is towards the house, so basically we're stopping here. Next off, we're going to start going that way towards the bunker a little bit more, but before we do that, we need to have a little bit of a tidy up. These big rocks, we're basically waiting for the neighbours to go out so I can get the jackhammer down here and smash them up. There's a couple of bits like this ledge in the floor, which just will not come up, and if it does come up in one piece, I mean, we're not going to be able to lift that up. So drag all these down here, ready to smash in, empty the remaining buckets, and then start going that way a little bit. And then basically, of course, next bit is to make the steel liner inside this to have surrounded with concrete. And we've got a new pointy, stabby thing, look, 600mm stroke this time. So it goes a lot higher, so I'm not just like moving it up. Oh, I've got to shift it. Oh, I've got to shift it. Go right in. Ooh. Neighbour's gone out. Let's get jackhammering. We need to jackhammer, people. We've got to make use of this. I brought a canary down just in case we get any toxic gases down here and we need to escape quickly. Right, attack this side slightly differently. We've basically plasma cutted in half our sheet, so they're only 200 deep. Slot that in first just to hold that front edge up, because remember on this side it all started to fall in too soon. So we've kind of stopped it from doing that on this one, and then we'll chimble a bit more, put the other half on, get a curvy bit, and then just continue as normal. But there we are. But I've got this to fix again because I've nearly snapped the chisel off the end of it. Oh, Colin, you just keep breaking stuff. Wonderful ColinFurze little tip here. If you want to make a ram cover sleeve, just cut the arm off one of your jumpers and Jubilee clip it on at each end. But not a ColinFurze hoodie. No! Okay, so we've employed a slightly different method on this. We've basically put mesh up against the top of this because we're thinking that when the concrete surrounds the inner tunnel, it will push up, go through the mesh and kind of seal up against the clay or the rock a lot better than what the flat stuff will. And also, we've got a bit more confident in the fact that it's not actually going to collapse on us. Now, you can tell we're getting a little bit closer to the surfaces because my garden slopes down slightly as it goes to the back of the shed because we've seen little holes in the clay where roots used to be, because this used to be all flower beds before I built the shed. They've rotted away and left these little holes in the rock, which is very nice. So, just got a little bit more to clean out and a little bit more to piggle off, and we're about there. My hair is full of clay. Seems to be the only way to get rid of it. Okie doke, that's got the first bit down. Now this bit that we've plasma cut out in the middle, this is so when the concrete comes down the side, if it doesn't quite sink under it properly, because it didn't do in the bunker, we can put our arm under and kind of help scoop it along, or of course we could just fill it up from the middle here and then push it all out so it's nice and solid. Now to keep it level, we've basically welded these little tags here on our supporting frame, and then we've put little posts underneath it to give it a little bit more support. We've had to concentrate on trying to get the thing skew width and in line with the hole at the top, and our hole that we've dug isn't quite straight, but I can live with that. So next bit's going to come down. We've got some little tabs welded on here that it can sit onto. So get that bit out and then just keep doing it basically. Ooh. Right, got two bits of floor down there. Now we put this 50mm box section here. Basically, we put Kingspan insulation in between this and then the floorboards over the top of it. A little bit of insulation, keeps it nice and toasty. So, that's done that. The third one's ready to go down, and then we'll put a fourth one down, and then we start putting some walls up. And hopefully, the dusty jobs are nearly over with, because I got absolutely covered in it yesterday. Here we are, it's a new day people, we've had a dust down, we're a bit clearer. Right, floor is down, floor is level, floor is done. There's a little extra feature, look over here. I've put this little extra bit in because we're going to house our hydraulic pump there, so it can basically be in here all the time, and then when we want to do the next bit, we're not dragging it around on a piece of wood like we were last time. It's all plumbed in, the hydraulic lines can kind of run under the carpet, and then we can get on with it. Right, next up, exciting part, put some walls up, cut some noggins, just make it feel a little bit more like a tunnel. Colin, how can this not feel like a tunnel now? If anything, this is more tunnel-like because you can see rock. Shut up. Just shut up and get on with it. Okay, both sides of the walls are all done. We've got our little fireplace, dog kennel area down here where we're going to set the pump. Now we've had to plasma cut the top edge of this so it's all nice and straight, so we can now sink the arches onto the top. And that created so much smoke, we've lost another budgie. Right, next bit, we've got to do the sides up to the surface. A bit more.
Said, but you never understood. You got too caught up in your head. Now what's that about? And even after all these years, you never tried. You only thought about these subjects that meaning in my life. What's wrong with you? Don't speak, I know you're not sorry now.
So of course we've took the steps out, I'm still down here, we're struggling to lift it out. I really have. What have I worked myself into a bit of a hole?
Single time I walk away, you just the style you call me names, you never think it goes your way, so don't you
That's what I did in that one, went like that, didn't I? Well, it's starting to look pretty cool now. So, got the shaft steel up, we plasma cutted the arch out. Now all we need to do is slip roll loads of supports, bend the steel round, like weld it all up, get it all sorted, and then we're kind of nearly there. It's just connecting the bit up there to the shed floor, and then we're done. Back to you. Okay, slight oversight, and our little bits that were bracing the wall, a bit of metal's now touching them. Got to cut a bit out of that. Look at this, look at it. Right, it's not fully welded up. I've got to go around all the seams and stuff like that, but it's all tacked together. Next job, we've basically got to connect this up to the shed floor. But before we do that, we've got to disc cut this current, like hatch or whatever you call it, all the way out, take it out, build it up, level with the floor, and then we can backfill it with concrete around the whole thing. Yes! The electric cable's there, isn't it? Did you film that? Yeah.
We've cut through the electric cable.
Look at that, straight down the middle of the cable. Whoops. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram.
We've got a proper rim, we've got all the bits and bars all set up, and of course we've got the first part of our lid. Next up is the concrete. Pour it all down the outside here and start to finish the whole thing off and stop it sounding like a blooming drum. There it all comes, look. So we've got a steel liner down and we've covered it in concrete, but of course we're nowhere near finished yet. We've got to put all furnishings in it, carpets, the lights have got to go up properly, but I'm not going to do that until it's actually connected to the house. And of course there is a little way to go before we do that. Now, some people are probably thinking, Colin, when you poured the concrete down, why didn't it just bellow out the edges? Well, basically we've got some of the spare insulation from under the floor, wedged that in the outside and kind of packed it all in, stuffed it all in, so when the concrete come down it kind of bunded up against it, and now it's gone off. We can take that off, and then when we do the next bit we can kind of knock into it, put some anchor points in, and it'll all key together, and then it'll be like one solid piece basically. Now, some people have asked about temperature, how hot is it down here? And for the most time while we were digging and building this, it was a lot cooler down here than what it up in the shed. But while the concrete was going off, because that's like a chemical reaction, causes a bit of heat, it was like an oven. As you can see from this thermal imaging camera, the walls were absolutely roasted and it was generally boiling down here. Now, that's kind of subsided, that's all good. Now, of course, we've got carpets to put down, we've got the electrics to put in properly. At the moment, there was like a little pipe which we kind of put into the walls in the concrete so we can just stuff cables down. At some point, that will get connected into the house electrics properly and all done and dusted. But we're not there yet, we've got a lot more to do. Now, as for ventilation, while we were doing this, you probably didn't notice it that much in the video, but there was a massive fan at the top blowing air down here all the time, because obviously if you're welding and digging, you do need a fresh supply of air. We also had a bouncy castle blower in extreme times that we give it a complete belt out, because that was like mega noisy. We didn't really use that much. Now, up the top, the carpet, oh, it was heart-wrenching. I've had to get, of all the 3 lower levels of carpet, they were absolutely destroyed, but there were so many marks on them which like tell a story. There's like a massive oil splodge where the screw tank leaked. The carpet's ruined. There's a burnout mark where I brought the superbike in to make the 100-mile-an-hour Dodgem. All these other little marks from other little projects, but unfortunately, we'd completely wrecked it. They had to go. Now, next stage, we need to go towards the house more. There is probably the same amount to do again, but in that direction and then up into the pantry. There is so much more work to do. We've got the hydraulics to fit down here, and we've just got to get better at tunneling, and maybe a little mine cart would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Now, since the last video, I've kind of cut the carpet now so it goes over the hatch, because beforehand we used to have to roll it all back, which means we had to close all these cupboards, get rid of the bandsaw. It was a bit of a pain. So now, you just lift it up. Hell yeah! Now, some of you may have seen that on some of my... Let's lock you on in place. Let's go down and sort it out, boy. So basically, I've made this little dog kennel fireplace boat to sit the hydraulic pump, which we've got down here now, and this essentially powers the winch, which lifts all the stuff up, and the hydraulic pin digging equipment, which breaks all the rock up. Now, beforehand we just had it on this bit of board and we drag it around the tunnel and whatnot, and that was fine, but we don't want to be doing that now. So I want to take it off the board, fix it to the floor, and then run all the hydraulic lines which connect into everything, run them under the floorboards to the digging equipment, and then mount this winch on the side of the wall here properly, plumb it all in so it's all nice and neat, and it will just look fantastic. Right, let's do that. That is the first job. Right, pump's fitted, nice little light stud welded up there, so it kind of gives it a nice little glow. Winch is all working, everything's done. We've replaced the cable on the winch because there was like this frayed bit which never used to be in a position that was worth worrying about, but of course now the winch is at the bottom of the hole and not the top. It was in a horrible position, so we spent ages cutting it down, crimping it all back up, putting these weights on it to keep it all nice and taut, only to lower it down, and it was a foot shorter than what it needed to be, and we'd run out of cables, so we've had to wind a whole new one on. I've also got this nice little cable tensioner which stops the whole thing from like going zzz. Right, now we've got all that fitted, we can do a bit more digging. Okay, got that chimbled out and nice and smooth. And have a little bit of crack with the new hydraulics and check all the system out. And then we're gonna drill a hole from here up to the yard. I'm just digging in my tunnel, baby. Is it hard work, Colin, digging under the house? No, it's easy. You just push a button. What a sister. Boom, 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 boom. This is brilliant.
How could you do what you did to me? How could you say what you said to me?
Right, that's got the ceiling supported. Now, next job, we're going to drill a hole from here up to the surface for two reasons. One for ventilation, and another reason to pour the concrete down to surround the next bit of tunnel once we've made it. So, we're going to need a pretty long drill bit for that. Okay, this is the plan. I'm going to get one of these core drills. These are diamond tipped. They'll basically go through brick, through concrete, you name it. I used to use these as a plumber for like putting like boiler flues in. So, got that. Big fat bit of pipe, which is pretty much the same diameter. We'll cut this in half, weld the top and bottom halves to each end of that piece of pipe, effectively making a really long core drill. So then we can go in, drill up through the top of the tunnel, through all the dirt, through all the muck, and of course through the concrete bit of yard. Yeah! Now That is a drill bit. Let's come and give it a go. Get on it, yeah. You gotta hold on that. This is a rubbish idea. Look at that, it's not a hole. We should put some hats on. Right. Hat. Goggles. Oh, that's the most safety equipment I've ever worn. Right, Simo. Smells like your drill, Rick. We've got 15 centimetres in and we've got 130 centimetres to go. So we're not giving up though. I know we could do it from the top, but no. We want to see that come up out the ground. I will not accept. There we are, getting there. Let's get old Bessie back up there and see if it will take the edges off. Oh, look at that. Look. Right, let's get rid of that little... Oh, look, we've had a wonderful idea. The old weeder. There we are. A little bit more. Yeah, just over 500. We're nearly halfway, we're getting there. Well, the soil's completely changed colour, Rick. It's dark now. We're in the topsoil, boy. You'd expect it to get easier now, wouldn't you? We've had another idea. So we're going to use the hydraulic thingy to just push up this big bar, and then we can wiggle it so we don't get it stuck. Look at that. No, we're good. On it. Right, we're kind of struggling to get it out, so I'm going to weld some, like a periscope, arms onto it. It's sticky. That's got it. You might nearly be there, you know. You've got to be nearly under the concrete now. Yeah? Whoa! Oh, shed door's just got a bit stiff. Oh. Yes, boy, on the bottom of it now. Any signs, Rick? Might need to swap, my arms are knackered. Yeah. Hey! Way up, Sebo! Oh look, it's Rick. Hello, Rick. Didn't quite hit the spot. Right, that's got the hole drilled. We've laser cut a hole in like a cap end, plopped a fan in it, so we've got a nice breeze coming down here, which is great for ventilation. It smells a lot better down here already. Now we've drilled that hole, we can kind of see how far along we are, and we've got to go about another metre that way, and then after that, we basically need to put the junction in to head towards the house to come up into the pantry. So, that's what we're going to do now, just get on, plough forward another metre, and then we'll review the situation after that. It's a good way of getting stuff down here. Go on. Now, of course, our little fan upstairs, as well as blowing fresh air down into the tunnel, we can flip it over and it can suck all the welding fumes out of the tunnel. And to demonstrate this, I will perform a smoke machine test. Oh, wait a minute. What is this poorly covered? It's a ColinFurze bundle box! What, with a t-shirt, a mug? Oh! And a placemat which I cut on my own laser cutter?
But I thought they were only available in those little boxes under the video. Or at the shop.com thing.
The shop! ColinFurzeShop.com. But how did I get under here? So we've bent the chisel on the end of the hydraulics, but it doesn't matter. We can lower the hydraulic press down, connect it to the hydraulics in the tunnel, and straighten it out. Oh, that's not a small bit. Where do I put it now? This snapped and bent the blooming thing on the end again. Never mind, all part of tunnelling. There we are, fixed. Look at it though. Look at it. How cool is this? The longer it gets, the better it gets. Got our little fan going, bringing some fresh air in. I think we've got this system cracked. Got it all dug out, swept it all up. It looks very nice. Now then, gonna build another bit of box. I've been round the edges of these, grinded it all up, made it all nice and crisp. There's little bits of concrete. We're going to put some few more beams underneath the floor this time to kind of stabilise it a little bit while we build it. So we're going to come out another panel, another 1200, and then at the ends, instead of putting that like insulation stuff that we stuffed in the corners, we're going to do mesh all the way around there. So it acts like a little bit of reinforcement, and also it'll stop the concrete trying to blast all the blooming insulation forward and filling the whole thing up with concrete. As you can see, there's a little bit of concrete which didn't quite flow right to the front there. So we need to make sure that we get that bit completely full. Right, let's get on with it. Yes. Just get it all nice and straight, because you don't want wonky tunnel. Right, got concrete coming today. Now I've put some mesh all the way around the tunnel. This is to hold the weight of it back, to obviously stop it from booming forward. We're going to put some wood as well up there just to stop all the slop coming through. And we'll see how we get on with that. Look at this, look. Knocked up a little tin chute so we can wheelbarrow tip down the hole. Okay, concrete's here. This is always a nerve-wracking bit, it always is. Is it all going to go bellowing out the side? Is it going to bend it? Is it going to start? Yeah, I fell over, it's alright. I got it on camera though. A bit in my eye now. This is not started quite how I wanted it to. I've got cement in my eye and I fell over. Okay, that's worked so well. The mesh has held back the concrete absolutely perfect. Enough for it to like poke through a little bit so the next layer of concrete can proper key up against it. Well, of course, I say it went really well. I'm still laughing at the fact that I fell off my steps. And if you pause the video, there's that look on my face where the moment as I'm falling down and I'm like, what am I gonna land on? I've totally screwed up here. Excellent, right, progress is really good, it's getting nice and long, and we're nearly at the point, we're quite far across the yard, where we need to turn left and come under the house. Into the pantry, that's where it's connected to, in my wonderful cupboard of luxury items. So, before we do this, we need to put another hole up, which I think we're going to use to kind of coordinate where we are exactly in the yard, map it all out, plan it all out, so we can do it, come up in the right place, it'll all be good.
I met a lady, didn't have to look too far, because I was thirsty.
Oh no! That's a bit of my house!
That's nearly the bottom of the bloody concrete.
But it ain't no secret, and I could tell that she knew her Thiegsons from her campus tail. She ain't no oil painting, and that was plain to see. But she could pull a pint, and that was good enough for me.
Got our ceiling supported. Now we need to find out exactly where we are before we start turning left to go into the house. We need to know when we need to turn left, and also we need to know the centre of that piece of tunnel, so when we come up under the house it is up in the right place and you end up going down, you know, to the centre of the tunnel and not all wonky and all that sort of stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop a bit of box section down, clamp another bit of box section to the side of it down here and the side of it at the top, so it mirrors the straight line. So if we lay it in a straight line down here, it should be in a straight line up there, and then we can see exactly where we are and where we're going and how far across, up, down, whatever we need to be. That's how we're doing it.
Later, seems like 25. Me and that lady are still together. I don't know how I'm still alive. But it ain't no secret, and I'm sure you can tell.
So we're using our pole as a reference. We've marked out exactly where we need to be. That is the edge of our floorboards downstairs, so we can take all our measurements from that and know that we're going in roughly the right direction.
Cause good enough is good enough, and good enough is good enough. Cause there enough is there enough.
Right, we know where we are now, we've got it all marked up, we can see where we're going, we just need to dig a little bit further. Now we just noticed one of the bucket handles is about to snap, but They're all done really well, because these are the original ones from when we first started digging it.
Why don't you say nothing to me? I give you my opinion to the nth degree. I grew up round here, I know the history.
Okay, so we're going to stick a beam down here, and then that is the edge of this part, and then it needs to start going that way. But before we do that, we've got to dig a lot more further in that direction. But of course, if we carry on at that height, when we go to go that way, that'll be too low. So we're going to go up a bit and then across to support this part of the ceiling. If that doesn't make any sense, I will do it, and then you can look at it and go, oh, that's what he meant. Does it make sense now? It's got to go up, across, and then there'll be a curve over there. No? Oh well, just keep watching. 5 or 6 minutes. It'll all make sense.
Hope it's gonna pave the world.
Oh, you got a lot of tidying up to do here, Furze. You got a lot of tidying up. Whole lot of rubble down here, boy. If there is ever a project that deserves a subscription or a like, it's this one. How many YouTubers do this? Chisel's nearly snapped. There we are. It just fell over, couldn't stop it. I think we're just gonna have to leave it on the floor because that's the biggest singular rock we've had out of this thing. There we are. I fixed the pin on the end of the thing, straightened it up with a hydraulic press again. Ah, tunneling. I think you'll stay in there. So after struggling with the weight of that rock, I've been kind of thinking like, how much weight are we taking out? So I'm going to weigh a bucket. 48 kilo. So that means, based on the average that we do a day, we take between 3 and 3.5 ton out of rubble. That is crazy. Okay, it's all dug, it's all supported. Next up, we're going to drill another 2 holes, or another hole definitely, up to the surface. We've obviously got the one here in the far corner. That will fill all that side up with concrete, so it all moves forward, very nice. We won't have any air pockets or anything. I want another one here, basically, to go up there to kind of make sure that this corner definitely gets everything. Now, the only thing we need to worry about is on the back of my garage, there used to be an outside toilet, which I took down. So there is a sewer pipe and the mains water pipe running under there. So we just want to come this side of that so we don't end up puncturing that. And then over here at some point, we've got the gas main to worry about, but that's for another day. So let's put another hole up at least, and then we've basically got to build all this tunnel bit, steel, get it all steeled up, get it concrete up and safe. Then we can start going towards the house. I like standing back here and doing this shot because it just looks, especially with the fisheye lens, it just looks wicked. My guess, it would be about somewhere there. Hole number 2. Right, let's get some steel in here. Oh, this is a lovely boy. Okay, it's got the floor plates down. Next up, we're going to drop a bar down our new hole, get it all angled up with where it needs to go towards the house so we can get a centre of this bit going up here. It's not only going off at a funny angle, it's not at right angle to this, it's right angle to the house, which is a slight scunt to this, so we need to get the dead centre so we know how far to bring that wall, where this one needs to stop and cut round, and all that technical stuff that if we get wrong will end up coming up in the pantry a bit wonky. And that's no good. Right, got it all marked out. So basically, there's some lines you can't see obviously on this camera. So we've got our angle. It's at it goes off at a 7-degree angle or an 83-degree, whichever way you look at it. I was going to do the end of this bit of tunnel at right angles and then go off at an angle, but I think that's going to make the roof and there's going to be too many wiggly bits. So come on, 7-degree, 8 up there somewhere. And if we get it wrong and end up in the middle of the kitchen, you can rewind to this part of the video and say that that was when the mistake was made. Righty-ho, wall up. Next bit is this end wall. Now I'm going to stick a little recessed window, a little bit like I did for the pump down the other end. I've been on the laser cutter. Laser cut myself a profile of which I can plasma cut round, so I've just got to work out exactly where it is and shove it in. Because we just have so much space. Basically, the wall's going to go here. There's like another 500 mil. And I thought, rather than just filling that all up with concrete, let's make use of it. Yes! Oh, it's not just going to be a tunnel, you know, it's going to be a utility tunnel. Right, let's got these up. Now the other wall which I've put up, there's quite a lot of space behind it still, and rather than doing this again, decided to put a little game in of Plinky Plonk. Basically, series of pipes welded up, fit it to the back, put a ball in the top. Which one's it going to come out? Ooh. Right, it's got the old Plinky Plonk in. Next thing we need to work out, we need to do this funny roof junction-y thingy. We're going to whack it up, stick a laser level line across, draw it, take it away, cut it, put the other bit across, laser, mark it, cut it, hopefully put them back on and they'll meet up.
I never feel the same. I'm tired of all the questions and all of their suggestions, cause I'll never learn my lesson. And I don't wanna lose you, but I think this time I'll have to end. I want to get past you, if I want to get past you.
This is the other side of the bit we cut off.
I wonder how I ever gone insane. How'd I get this way? When I didn't know.
Right, that's got ourselves a corner. Quite impressed with that. It's done it all right, I think. Now then, we've got a load of mesh, which kind of makes like a boundary for the concrete, so when we pour it down it doesn't all just bellow out the side, which of course is slightly trickier now because we're on like we're on a corner basically, not just a flat end. So right, let's get some concrete down and then we just got to finish the floor off, and then that's that bit kind of done. And then before we start digging that way, I have another little idea. It's running! So to help with getting the concrete along, I've made this little rubber thing at the end, and we can... helps it go along, because a lot of you did suggest we should have had a vibrator last time. Yeah, giggity. And we didn't, but we've got one now. We'll chop around in there. Okay, concrete's going off, boom, nice and solid. So this is my thinking. This tunnel is now quite long, and all the digging we do here, we're going to load the buckets up. We've now got to drag them all the way along down there to winch them out. And that's quite a long distance now. So I'm thinking we need to make a minecart system. Okay, we have a minecart. It's got a little light, make it look a bit more minecart-esque. Now, it's only got two sides because we don't want to be lifting the tubs over the top of this. That's harder work. And I was going to make like a fake side that you could just slot in, but I thought I'm just wasting my blooming time here because it's never going to be on. So, basically, got some rails which have been knocking up down there. 2 bits of 20mm box section with just some bits of flat to hold them at the right distance. We're not going to screw them to the floor. We're just going to lay it on because we might want to move this. Right. Let's go and give it a test. We've got a minecart! Right, I like you, so I need to test you out, flip you around, do a bit of digging, see if you are actually going to help us. But ooh, before that, the predictable, I've got a little signs on it now. So then, should you all subscribe to the ColinFurze YouTube channel? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! For the win! For the win! This works so well. You can even do it at night with a light on the front. It definitely feels more Great Escape. Now we've got this. Okay, minecarts, they get thumbs up. You can see why they had them in mines now. Obviously, done a bit more digging. We've had a bit of a measure up. I'd say we're about a foot, 30 centimetres away from the line of the house. So very soon, we're potentially going to reveal the house foundations, depending on how deep they go, of course. I have a sewer pipe running down the passage, so we need to locate that first. Yes, we do. It goes off at the angle. Okay, not quite what we wanted to see. I was hoping to see a nice elbow and a straight line going up the passage, but it goes off at a 45 degrees. But of course, how far does it go before it then kicks under? So, GoPro on a stick with a torch. I reckon there's a 45 straight after, which is probably in line with the edge of this, I think, isn't it? We'll give it a wide berth. So, add a measure up in between these two bits of tape, we think is the sewer pipe. So I think if we drill a hole just here, all the way down, it should come out in the little corner in between a little bit of mesh, which I should be pointing at now on the video. So if we get the long drill bit, drill a pilot hole down, see if we're anywhere near, and then we'll push the tube up and put a vent up. Oh yeah! Spot on, boy! Spot on! Right, let's get the old, you know, the big stainless tube, push it up, drill it out. Ventilation!
Nobody can be trusted, and when you're right, blessed, I understand, I feel the drive. The way to tell the winding, cause time is always flying, gotta make the most of being alive. Oh, paladin, predictable, I'm a move. You gotta keep momentum moving, even when some pity's saying move. I say the yes and they say get serious, and I won't stop running around. Life is like a girl I know, cause she's a bit.
The old swing-o Simpo. Get ready for the drop, Brick. Oh! We were totally ready, weren't we? Oh, you see a black pipe? Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. This is the plan. We're just going to change the angle of our tube and go past it. It's all good, we're sorted. We've just put it on the wong. We're going to get straight past it. And the plumber's key. Ow! It's our first day back today after Christmas. Missed it. There's the pipe. New hole. Yes! There we are. Hole done. Well, that was eventful. Okay, minecart's ready. Buckets are ready. We're all ready. To the house! 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 Okay, exciting bit. Roof supported so we can start moving forwards again. Now this is the dig where we probably end up getting level with the house. So, are we going to see the house foundations or are we going to end up going straight underneath them? All will be revealed very soon. So, do I want to see my house foundations when we're digging? Because there's a few things to consider and a few different ways we can look at this. Now, if we look at a cross-section of the tunnel, we've got this clay at the top here. That, of course, is not very hard. Then we've got this soft, looser stone, not too bad. And then we've got the rock-hard stone at the bottom. Very good. Now, if we dig down and we see our house foundation either on the soft, loose stone or the rock-hard stone, then we know the house is on completely solid footings. It's not going anywhere. We can dig under it to our heart's content. Nothing's moving. That's all good. But, of course, the downside, we'll have to chop a big arch out of the house foundations. That could potentially disturb, vibrate things, might cause, you know, a bit of cracks and stuff inside. That's not so good. Now, of course, if it's up here somewhere, right up here, we've got less to chop out. That's good. If it's completely not here, we don't have to chop anything else. That's really good. But, of course, that means that the house is sat on something which is slightly softer, and therefore us digging under it is more likely to disturb it. But there is another thing to consider. In the winter, like it is now, there is more moisture in the ground, and that can cause the ground to swell up slightly, and the house can very slightly lift up, as you can see with my wonderful Lego and sponge demonstration. Now, of course, in the summer, when the water content goes down, the house can sink slightly. We're only talking, you know, fractions of an amount here, but Colin goes and builds a tunnel off this hard stuff right up to his house foundations. I'm effectively putting something that's not moving on something that is moving, and then I could end up actually cracking the house over the tunnel. It's not so straightforward, is it, this tunneling malarkey? Right, back to me with a silly face, laughing because I'm digging under my house, not worrying about any of this. Right, despite a lot of digging, there is no foundations to be found. So we've got the steel up, we've got it all like supported properly. What we're going to do, we're going to drill a hole down the edge, right down as close to the house as we can, see where it comes out here, just to double check that we should be seeing the foundations by now. And then, of course, if the drill comes out somewhere here or whatnot, then we know that basically we're never going to see them. We'll just keep going straight underneath them. That's the plan now. We're just reacting to what we find. Where's it gonna come out? Where's it gonna come out? Oh, look at that. Well, it just goes to show our measurements are very good. Right. No foundations. I can see the drill. It's literally 4 inches the other side of our framed thing. Right. So yeah. Yeah, you'd think we would see them by then, wouldn't you? No, definitely not there. Right, I've got a plan. Now, this is where I'm going to be coming up inside the house, but there's an order I want to do this in. If we dig underneath and then chop this floor up, all the vibrations of doing that will kind of vibrate that top layer of soil, and then we'll end up with bits coming down and we risk disturbing it, because we want that to stay as tightly and as compact as possible, so our concrete basically just goes back up to it, pushes up against it, and it was like we were never even there. So I think now, chop this floor up, get this down to dirt. Once we've done that, then dig under the house and then push our hydraulic pipe up into the centre of this cupboard. And then when we've got a hole, we can kind of like push it all in and then sort of take it from there. It will reveal where the foundations are, this supporting walls, whether they're just sat on the screed, you name it, all sorts of things to do. That is a plan. That went down quick, didn't it?
Yeah, it's not much underneath that.
Somebody's already tried to dig a tunnel already. Right, that's got the pantry floor dug out. Basically swapped it for a small allotment. So next up, I'm just going to dig down here a little bit and see if I can see where the bottom of the foundations are, just because it'd be nice to know. Okay, right, got a plan. So we dug down, found the concrete foundations under here, so we've got a measurement now as to how deep the whole thing is. We've actually drilled a hole through the concrete foundations. We know that they're about 8 inches, 200mm thick, which is not particularly thick. So we know that in our tunnel, we're actually very close to them. There's not much dirt above us underneath them. We're going to try and keep that there if we can. So what we're going to do, we're going to dig a bit more out, and then we'll drill that hole again, see where the edge basically of this wall is in terms of everything in, and make sure we don't put any framing on the ceiling too far forward, support that, and then of course is the lovely moment when we can dig under a little bit more and then we can break through and I can finally get into my house via the tunnel. To the house! Right, Rick's going to drill a hole through that bit of foundation, flush with that wall, we can see where it comes out, and then we'll know exactly where the inside wall is in line with this. So we don't put any ceiling stuff in the way. I mean, it might not come out here, it might be over here somewhere, I presume it's about here. Oh yeah, look at that! Look at it, boy! Look at it! Spot on! I see you! Well, that's our line now. We've got a line now where our inside wall is. So my head is now definitely under my house. Oh! Oh, it's exciting. You'll never believe it. We drilled another hole again. We drilled another hole at the back of the cupboard, like dead in line with the wall, and it's literally come out there. This face is completely in line with the house up top. And that's not a fluke. We have planned this meticulously. I'm very pleased with my tunnelling abilities, you know. Okay, here we go. Last bit of roof is supported. All we got to do now is do a little bit of digging in this direction, and then Fuzz is coming up in the pantry. This is the bit we've been waiting for. Right, bit more digging. Yes! There we are. House foundations. That's weird. You never thought you'd see the underside of your house foundations. We've dug a hole up and we've now exposed the house foundations. This is the bottom of my house foundation. We've dug a little bit more of a hole. We think we're about 2 or 3 inches away from the hole in the bottom of the pantry. Right, let's get in the house. Pushing my hand up. Oh, this is as cool as I imagined it to be. I'm in the house. Right, it's all dug out, ready for an ice steel inner tunnel to be covered in concrete. But there's a few things we need to consider. We come up the ladder. So basically we've got our brick foundations, engineering brick, and then obviously the house with all the plaster. We've got this concrete ledge here though, which is across the house foundations. It sticks out a bit, which is what the space is going to be on, but it needs to be flush. Now I don't want to go whacking this off, because of course there's not much dirt between the bottom of that and then the bottom of our concrete's going to be. So what I think we do is we build all the tunnel up to a certain level, concrete it up so it's got support under here, and then smash that off. Because that technically is going to weaken the house foundation, so until there's something underneath it holding it all up, I think we'll leave that in place. Oh yes. Now of course, we have dug ourselves closer to the kitchen, which means I'm closer to the tea making facilities. So we've made this. Oh yeah, awesome job. What we need to do now is we need to get the line from our house walls upstairs down here, so when we can flay the floor down, it all comes to here, it all meets up properly, and everything is completely where it needs to be, so it's a nice straight, and up into the house we go. Right, laser level, dropping bits down, spirit leveling, yeah. Start by laying a subframe that's welded to the outer walls. This gives us a good, solid, level base to lay the floor sheets on and gives more support when fabricating the walls. Mesh is added to hold back the concrete, stopping it from going to places it's not wanted.
Terrify something new. Scary being me and you. A blood attraction. Laughing less, laughing for. Of the reaction.
With all the floor and wall sheets plasma cut to size, it's time to roll back the carpet, open the big hatch and lower them down with the tunnel's inbuilt hydraulic winch. Ooh, very fast. With the floor fitted, I can now mark out where the walls needed to be positioned to line up with the house above. Okay, it is a total fluke, But to the corner of the pantry in the house down here, from there to there, is exactly 2 sheets. Exactly. Even the little gap that you need for welding, it is exactly 2 sheets. Ah! Like I said, complete fluke. That. Right, that's got the walls up. Very nice. Starts to feel a bit more like a tunnel when you put these things up. Now, I know what you're thinking. Colin, you've left a gap here. Wow. This is actually going to be a T-junction because I want to go this way as well to the forward of the house to give me some more options. I'll talk about more about that at the end of the video. But of course, now if this is a T-junction, we've got a right fangled, weird ceiling bit to do here. A little bit like we did with the corner. We've got to do that sort of twice. It's got to intersect into itself. How are we going to do that? Okay, made a wonderful jig here. This is basically mimicking the roof that we've got down there in the tunnel. So what we're going to do, we're going to lay the sheets of metal over this and then basically use this as like a template to like scribe a line up it where it will be cut for this intersection. Cut it out, do that bit, check it all, because hopefully this is going to be a lot easier to do this up here than what it would be, of course, down there where you've not got any room. Now the roof plates themselves are made from 2mm steel, which we have to slip roll into a lovely curve in the garage, which is clearly not big enough for this operation. With the sheets mounted on my false roof ringy things, it's just a case of marking out the curves, cutting them out, and then hoping it fits. Okay, we think we're about there. It obviously needs to pop itself into position a bit more, but I think we're going to get it much better than that up here. Right, let's go and see if it fits on the roof. Okay, made a lovely job of that. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Now, of course, it's only tack welded at the moment. You can't be not impressed with that. And look at it from above here, look. It looks like a weird train. Awesome, yeah, I'll give you a bit more light. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Right, next job, we're going to send these walls up towards the house. We're not going to go full height. We're going to go just underneath the foundation ledge so we can get this all supported, and then we can chimble that off and then go up the rest of the way. Progress is good. Right, she's all welded up. So we're concreting today up to about that height there. Boom. The concrete is poured down the holes, which while building the tunnel is actually our ventilation system. And through a mixture of gravity and vibrating the tunnel, it moves itself into all the little nooks and crannies. Should we think there's any air pockets anywhere, then I've resorted to drilling a hole, vibrating next to it, so it all comes bubbling out and gets rid of any air pockets. Now, the mesh, even though you'd think it would flow through it, actually holds the concrete back pretty well. With the concrete going on, we paint the floor, put the insulation in, thread the cables in, put the plywood on. A lovely job. Right, that's got it all cemented up, floors down, it looks finished, it's a lovely job. Now, next on the list, we've got to get rid of this ledge, this little bit of foundation. As you can see, it's all getting in the way, it's got to go. Now, we can chop that up now and hammer it a bit harder because we've got the support underneath it, which we didn't have before. So we've got to get rid of that, but also, find another opportunity, if we put a duct underneath the kitchen floor here, we can then pop some pipes up near the boiler, possibly have central heating down here. Oh yeah! So, with a nice board to stand on, I then started digging what is the most loosest, driest dirt we'd come across in the whole project. We then core drilled down through the tiles, through the concrete, into our little void, slid some metal in there to stop things blocking it, and voila, we have a route for pipe.
Why don't you say nothing?
Right, that's got the ducts done. Next job, get rid of this foundation ledge. That's got rid of that. We've even put a little gas pipe in because we're going to reroute that, send it under our duct. Next up, put some more steel round, bring it up, and then concrete round that. And then it's nearly ready for the trapdoor.
There's nothing sacred. This is United States of Generica. This is United States.
Oh, putting the cement in.
Save the world. Hope it's gonna pay the world.
Sharp.
Progress is a commodity. Lost it by a property. No blood, no guilt.
It is finally concreted up as much as possible. Concrete is done. Thank goodness. This bit, if I'm honest with you, it's been a complete pain. If you're thinking about tunnelling up into your own house, come up in a bigger room, it'll make your life so much easier. Right, now put these little cover plates in so we can get access to the plumbing when we need to do that. The ladder, I've made that as a YouTube short, which will be uploaded after this video at some point, so subscribe so you don't miss those. Basically, all we've got to have to do now is we put another frame around the top here, which brings it up to floor level, just like this, look, out of this thicker stuff. And then basically we're going to fix in that, the floor and the hatch. And I want to make that removable because, you know, you might want to do something interesting here. Fireman's pole lift. Got any suggestions? Stick it in the comments. Right, let's get on with that. At last, I finally got a pantry floor back. Right, next job, we're going to put some steel liner round the wall so it kind of blends from tunnel to house. But before we do that, we're going to put some chases down for the electric so we can switch the light on I'm going to put in the pantry from the tunnel and from the cupboard. I've also moved the gas pipe. That's gone very nicely into our duct under the floor here. Excellent job. Right, let's put some steel round. So we added silicone to the back of the steel as well as screwing it to the wall. This was basically done instead of welding because in the future if we change a lift or do anything in here, it might need to come off. And also it helps with the sound deadening. Oh yes, we've got steel, look at it! How neat is that? We're very pleased. We have a light, painted the ceiling. All ready now, what we're going to do, we're going to tile this and sort of make it look like a subway station because they do that brick effect like you get down in the London Underground. Beautiful! Nice little close fitting hatch. Oh, Colin, you've excelled yourself, boy. Right, that's got the tiling done. I think you'll agree that looks absolutely fantastic. Right, just got to clean it down, grout it up, add all the little finishing touches, and then you can have the tour. But you don't have to wait. I'm just going to click my fingers. 3, 2, 1. How cool is this? Yes, we've finally got a section finished. From the shed to the house, done. Now I've put the carpet down, it completely changes the feel of this place, because beforehand, because I've been building this in sections, it's always felt like different bits all added together, because you know, the floor down there was a bit dirtier, you know, then there was another bit of carpet, then there was plain boards, and then there was this bit which wasn't finished. Put the carpet down, the whole thing feels like one continuous tunnel. So, down the bottom we have the little alcove where the hydraulic pump and everything sits. That's staying, not changing that. Then we've got the hydraulic winch. Of course, I'm not going to take that off because we're going to need that still. We've got the ladder up to the shed. The rail track, which is used for the minecart, I've hooked up on the side here. So when we need that, we can just unhook it, put it back down on the floor. We've got plug sockets going up and around, because remember, all the electrics and cables and everything are all underneath the carpet and the floorboards. We've got the predictable, love the predictable. Should you all subscribe? Predictable, never wrong. And then of course we've got this little alcove here, which is where I'm going to put the hydraulic press at some point. And then we've got the stairs up to the cupboard in the kitchen. Now I'm particularly pleased with my cupboard in the kitchen, with the tiles and the shelves and everything. It looks absolutely fantastic. But I will remind you, the floor is completely removable. It's just bolted on so we can take it out, because there's a lot of people saying, Colin, you should put a lift in, you should put a fireman's pole in. This is all still possible. And of course, if you've got any other ideas, stick them in the comments. But of course, the other question is, Colin, what is this gap that you've got here? Okay, so what we're going to do with this is basically we're going to continue digging to the front of the house. At the actual front of the house, I want the car to come up at the drive. So you can drive on, go down, get out the car, and then get in the house, bunker, shed, whatever, all from tunnels. Oh, how cool would that be? Now, another thing I get asked is, other than why have you done this, is surely it's quicker to walk out of your back door and across the yard to the shed than what it is to come down the steps, along the tunnel, and back up the steps again. Well, it probably is, but let's time it. Yeah, obviously that's quicker, but this is way more fun. So, minecart's ready. We're going this way towards the front of the house. Now we've tore the carpet up, giggity, and laid some more old stuff down. Basically that's just to protect the floorboards, because this place gets covered in mud with us keep traipsing up and down it. Empty buckets ahoy! Hydraulics are all set in here ready. We've put a new cable in this morning because this had so many joins on it because of all the stages, so we've lashed a total new one right up to the pump. Right, this way. Righty-ho, it's back to the tunnel, there we go! It's been a while. Now I'm going to put this video together slightly different than the others, because we've all seen a lot of digging and a lot of welding, but there is a lot of questions, a lot of things that you've been asking me during this whole process, which I'm going to answer as we go along. Some very big and interesting questions. Now, it's always quite tricky in these early stages of building a new section after you've just concreted, because these lower parts, you've got nowhere to push the hydraulics up against to push them out the way. So we've had to kind of compromise, put a bit of metal across the tunnel on the other side and push against that, which worked very nicely. Oh, that's what we like to see. Then it's on to the usual job of pushing a pipe up to the surface for ventilation. As you can see, it's getting a little bit dusty down here. Oh, I can see daylight. Little spot of light, I see little spot of light. Hello. Okay, got a ventilation hole, very nice. Now, first one of your questions. When you push that pipe up through, how do you know you're not going to hit anything, Colin? Because in one video, you did nearly hit your cold water pipe. Well, we don't know exactly, but this is the thinking and the thought process behind before we do it. If you look at this, we've got the shed up here, which is where I'm stood now. We've got the garage, we've got the house, and then we've got the tunnel, which at the moment comes along here, turns left, and then comes up into the house here. Now, of course, where we're going at the moment is along here to the front of the garden. Now, a few videos back, we lifted the sewer up here, little manhole, and then we could see that it went off at an angle, and then it shoots all the way down here to these two pipes here. Now, this one is for the toilet, and that one is for the bath and the sink in my upstairs bathroom. Now, the two tricky pipes which we worry about is the water and the gas. Now, my cold water main comes up in my house here, and it'll either go straight along here out to the stop tap, or, like we know, there is a random pipe which comes somewhere out here, because on the edge of my garage here, there used to be an outside toilet in which the water pipe used to come up there. So somewhere that comes along here and then comes to there. So we nearly caught that one. Now, whether there is another T-piece in there which goes along here to the main tap in the path, I don't know. But if we hit that, it's not the end of the world. We can go out to the path and we can switch it off. That's not a problem. Now, the one that is the problem is the gas pipe. My gas meter is here, just behind the wall where the tunnel come up. We did see that in the last video when we dug it all out. You could see it go in and you could see it go under. And it is not very deep. It literally looks like it's about 3 or 4 inches below the concrete. What we've done, we've dug a little bit of a chase out of that concrete and we've found it so we can see where it is, and then we've chased it along so we can see where it curls round and then starts to go straight out to where the main gas pipe is in the road. So we think, well, we don't think, we know that it comes along here, and then it turns about here, and then it goes off in a straight line and off it goes. So we can see that one. Now, the electrics that come into my house here, or obviously they'll go out somewhere and disappear. We don't need to worry about them yet. We're not going to get to them until we get to this front bit here, so not too fussed. That's all good. So when we push these pipes up all along here, we need to work out where you obviously worry about the gas pipe, but we sort of know where that is now, and this sewer pipe. Now, of course, when digging out for the gas pipe, we decided to dig a little bit deeper, and we found the sewer pipe, and the whole thing's encased in concrete, which is now took something which should be 4 inches wide and made it about 12 inches wide, which is a bit of a pain. And then also when we dug down there, just to see exactly where we were, we did end up finding the cold main. So it turns out the whole thing trickles right down the side of their house here, really close to the house, which they don't normally do that. So that's where everything goes. Now, another question I get asked is, what do your neighbours think of this, Colin? Well, I can't speak for all of them, but one of them did come round, and this is a brief shot of his reaction.
How the f*** you did all this?
Yeah?
And you never see anybody working here?
You want to go down?
Fucking right I am. Oh my God.
There was a lot of swearing. Now, I'll upload the rest of that as a YouTube short because the whole thing was filmed in portrait. Okay, got another 2.5 metres this way. Progress is good. Now, just a little thing on the mesh. I basically used the 2-inch mesh on the ceiling because it's kind of big enough that the concrete can go all the way through it, but small enough to stop enough rubbish and stuff and to still support the ceiling and all the rocks above it. And then, of course, we use the inch mesh on the concrete down there because that actually holds it back. But, of course, we want the cement to go through it up in the ceiling to meet the clay above it. Right.
Packing my things again, piece by piece.
Right, start getting a bit of the steel in. We've got the floor down. Very nice, Colin. Now you may notice up here, what is all this? Expanding foam. Well, there was a tiny little bit of a gap where the cement like come down underneath the house foundations. There was a little bit of like a 1-inch or 2-inch gap at one point where it didn't quite rise up and meet the clay, which is obviously not very good. Now, we did experiment. We're trying to pump concrete down there with our little air-powered concreting pump device, but all we did is just spray it everywhere and get in a complete mess. So instead, we've chucked a load of expanding foam down there, which is not my favourite material ever, but it's better than having nothing and having a little bit of a void. So we've done that, we've sorted that out very nice. We've got some walls, let's get this little bit of tunnel fabricated up, and we can get some concrete down, can't we?
Walking away again, I'm not surprised, but I had to come back to talk to you. Will I get it
Right, that's got all that welded and fabricated. Lovely, even painted the floor. Now, if you check out over here, because we've dug a bit further this time this way, if I get right this way, right up to the rock face, turn the camera around, you can see the mesh a bit better. How we mesh it all up and stop the concrete from bellowing over, which is nice. Now, this is the side where the house is, so we've got a nice big thicker bit here. That's like at least 12 inches all the way down there. That's a foot, 30 centimetres, 300 mil. And then it's obviously nice and thick over the top to support it. It's a tiny bit thinner down there, but it's not much. It's still like 250. So there we go. Right, let's get some concrete in. And also, somebody watched the last video from Durafix and they've sent us a proper concrete vibrator. It's got all sorts of funny attachments on and everything. Thank you very much. If you own a company, of course, and you see me struggling with something, send away. There we go, concrete's gone off. Very nice. Beautiful. It's got right up there in the patches. When we vibrate it, you can see it proper like bulges out on this mesh, which is really good because obviously if it's pushing this direction, then now it's pushing in all the other directions and it's filling all these little gaps in up against the rock face. And that is a good thing. Right, next thing we need to do, we need to dig in this direction a little bit more, build the next bit, and then just keep on going.
sick. I got COVID and it gave me the ick. I had to cancel all my plans, yeah. I had to cancel all my plans. Just wish we could have a drink. A 2 or 3 or 4 sounds good, I think. And we'd be feeling pretty...
Now, somebody also said, Colin, that crack that you found way back in video 2, whatever was that? Did it ever lead anywhere? Well, it turns out those cracks, once you get down to about 3 metres, you literally find one about every metre, every 1.5 metres. And if you kind of look at this quarry, which is only a few miles away from my house, you can see the rock seams, basically how they form in like kind of big segregation bits and cracks and stuff. Now, a little bit higher than that, up in the top bits, I think they're still there. They just get filled with all the soil and clay, which gets washed down from above. But the draft that comes up it is still really, really odd because, you know, I've tried to show it with some smoke look. It just waft up, especially if you're opening and shutting the shed or the house door above. It really creates an updraft. So where they go, I don't know. They probably travel for miles in one direction and then come out at the side of the road or something. Who knows? But yes, we haven't found a cave yet. Every time I reveal one, I'm kind of hoping that it'll have some big expanse and cave and then it will save us a whole lot of digging. But it's not happened yet. Never mind. Well, this is easy. Oh. So then, Colin, this is a very good opportunity for another question. With all this digging, have you actually found anything of interest? Okay, I've not found any gold sovereigns or any prehistoric animals, and I'm a bit annoyed because only last year, 5 miles up the road in Rutland Water, they uncovered a dinosaur in the mud, and then only 2.5 miles up the road in the field, they undiscovered a Roman mosaic. So Furze was hoping for something. But what I do have is a lovely rock collection. Now, first off, we've got this one here. This was basically found on the edge of one of those cracks, and I presume all the water's come down and it's kind of sucked all the salts and stuff out of the rock, and it's made like this weird spongy stalactite mess on the side of it. And I saw this quite a bit, but this is definitely the best one I've managed to retrieve, and also like the most vivid one, so that's pretty cool. Now we've got this. This was in between a massive rock, and it split open, and it looks like it's a shell compressed in the middle. Is it a shell? I don't know. Let me know. It kind of could be a shell, but then why isn't there more shells? And then we've got these dark bits that you see in the rock here. That's basically where leaves or foliage has come down, got squished in, rotted off, and then kind of imprinted itself on the rock. Again, I'd come across that every now and again, but this is the best one I managed to get at. But we've got this. This has got to be a fossil. Look at this little spiky thing sticking out here. What's that? Back of a stickleback fish or something? That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Oh, come on, geologists, let me know. But of course, best of all, what we find, the most exciting, is quartz, which is basically like a naturally forming crystal, isn't it? There's some really good bits we found. Look, there's something glistening in there. This is the biggest single bit I found. I was pleased when I saw that. I was like, whoa, it's like Minecraft in real life. But we've got these little bits here. Look, this is a nice little daggerhead one, which is nearly all quartz running through that. Oh, that's lovely, Colin. And then we've got this bit where it's like, they don't really form in lumps. They kind of go in seams and wrap round in bits, and like it's like they're veins of quartz. But there we are. So no dinosaurs and no Roman burial sites or anything like that, but that's probably a good thing, because we'd have old Tony Robinson and Time Team up here stopping us, wouldn't we? We don't want that. Right, let's get back on with it. Right, next stage, all dug out. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now we've got a little bit missing out here. Took a bit out of the frame. There's going to be a permanent vent which comes down here into a little box into the tunnel, because obviously up till now we put the vents up to the top, which we then used to pour the concrete, but of course we do need some permanent ventilation down here. So this is going to be my low level ventilation. It's going to be a little box, and I'm going to put a house of fan in it, and then down the other end here, right down here, once this bit heads out into the garden, I'm going to put a high level vent which will come up here and go straight up the side of the shed, so it will have high and low level ventilation, and therefore will sort of self-circulate. Now, whether that'll work over such a long corridor, I don't know. Right, let's get this bit framed up, steeled up, make that boosh. Ah, can't reach it. Totally should have welded this pipe on the top of that before I put it in. But originally, I didn't think I was going to be able to do that, because we're going to drop it all in down in one length. But then, of course, we realised that the holes didn't line up. And I've got carried away, and I've sort of partially welded it in, and now I can't get it out, so I've got to go over here to try and weld it. Ah! Bloody hell. Oh, we're good. Now we're good. Now well, I'm down here. I don't know if this makes it any easier. May I've got myself in a bit of a pickle here, people. Stupid idea going to a stupid tunnel in your house. Well, I can't see what we're doing. This is not going to be a pretty weld. Not a bad job. That's a win. That's a win. I mean, nobody said tunnelling would be easy. Furze is out. Furze is out. Right, what does that actually look like? It's probably look at it with a torch. Ah, that'll do. Yeah. Okay, that's this section sorted, just ready for some concrete in. Got the mesh up, all ready for that. Now, if you want to know the job I hate the most, it's putting the mesh up. It's a horrible job, it's finicky, you've got no room, I hate it. Right, the box here is ready for the fan, but I'm not going to install the fan yet, because at the moment it is better off sucking the welding fumes out of the top of the tunnel rather than blowing fresh air into the bottom. But in terms of ventilation, there is actually a natural draft which comes through it. If you've got the shed door open and the pantry door open, as you can see from this wonderful smoke experiment, there is just a natural breeze which comes bellowing through. And if it's a hot summer's day, it's a nice thing in the kitchen, but in the winter, I'm not going to want that, so I'll keep the doors shut. Now, it's good that we have proper ventilation, because as you can see, these walls are bare steel, and a lot of people ask, Colin, why do they not go rusty? Well, basically, when we finish fabricating, I get a brush on a grinder, go over the welds, get some WD-40, spray, rub, and it gives this wonderful mill scale finish, which everybody loves, and there we go. And the bunker was done like that 8 years ago, and that hasn't gone rusty, so I'm happy to go with that. Right, let's get some concrete down and cement this bit up. Okay, all good, all set, all gone off. Now then, the main question, the big one, the one that is absolutely through all the comments in all of the previous 8 videos, and the reason why this video has been a little bit late in coming, is how on earth, Colin, did you get permission to do all this? From the council, the authorities, the state, the city, the building permit people, whatever country you're in, obviously it's all got a different name. Well, let me tell you. Now, the short and simple answer is I didn't have permission for it. Not until a week ago, anyway. I didn't feel like I could make this video, which is why it's so late, until I actually knew the outcome of the planning application. But, you know, I'm pleased to say it got planning permission. It's all good. I don't have to fill it in. Now, basically, it wasn't I wasn't going to tell them. It's just that I always think it's a bit easier to ask for forgiveness of what it is for permission. And also, obviously, we've put in planning permission before, you essentially just give everyone else a head start to moan or worry about it. I didn't want anybody to do that. So I thought, you know, let's just crack on with it. So up until the first video landed, it generally was a completely secret tunnel. Only a handful of people knew about it. Now, the council were actually really good. It wasn't, I think, till about video 5 that somebody at the council saw it on Facebook and rang me up. But they sent the guy out. He was a really nice bloke. He come around and had a look at it. You know, he was quite impressed with it. He wouldn't let me film it, unfortunately. So you'll just have to imagine what a council worker is like coming round to inspect a secret tunnel. Wow. 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 But anyway, basically one of the other reasons why I didn't apply for it is because they always want like detailed drawings. When I did the bunker, I remember applying for it myself, and my drawings, you know, like the one that you see at the beginning of all the other videos, is not good enough. Has to be scale, has to be done properly. Now with the tunnel, I could have got some of those done, speculating on what it might be like, but having not really known how deep I was going to go, the directions and everything, I thought, we'll do it afterwards. It'd be a lot easier. So, basically got these drawings made up. These are pretty cool, really. Shows here, look, here's the house, and then this cross-hatch bit section here is where obviously the tunnel goes. And then this little chevron, well, just lined bits here, that wasn't there when the guy come up, but obviously that's just a straight bit of tunnel, so, you know, I said to him, well, you can work that out pretty much yourself. So, but these are pretty cool. I'm quite pleased with these. I actually might make a poster out of them. So we've got this one, which shows where it is in correspondence with the shed and the house. Then there's this one, which is just a tunnel on its own with the, you know, the thicknesses and everything. And obviously this displays the fact that the concrete got a lot thicker as we got nearer to the house, you know, because don't want the house subsiding, do we? So that's all good, quite like that. And then we've got this one, which is like a cross section, which shows all the bits. Got the alcove for the pumping, bit up to the shed, bit up to the house and whatnot, the ladders and stuff. How cool's that? So there we are. That bit of a gamble paid off. It's all good. Sailed straight through. Apart from the town council, they strongly object to it, but clearly nobody cares what they think, so it don't matter. Ha! I didn't have planning permission, but now I do. Like really loose. It's been easy. Just get your bits in. Get your bit. People are in. Look, the whole lot's just another bit gone. All under here, look. Nothing. If ever there was a cave, there's a nice drop. Oh, I better go and get me torch. Oh, been asking for a cave, and I. Might be. Now it's not gonna be a full cave that we can walk around in, but it might make a nice shoe cupboard. A shoe cupboard. Oh, got my torch. Oh, the frame rate don't like this torch. I'm gonna go and get a better camera. Okay, we've cleared it out a little bit more. This is officially definitely the closest thing we're probably gonna get to finding a cave on this project. Obviously, it's not the massive room I hoped for, but it is a slot which goes horizontal rather than vertical. And it is quite deep. It does go quite far, because if I get my 6-foot spirit level, look, I can pretty much disappears all the way in. God, it goes right across. And like I said before, it does go under my house, that does. It's not a dinosaur, and it's not a huge extra room, but it's still pretty cool. Right, I'm going to need you back now. Continue digging, Colin, continue digging. I filled up my 14 tubs and Rick's not even got back with the last 14 tubs yet. Look, I'm on fire. Need a third person. We've got Freddie, the neighbour from up the road. Now, he's not my exact neighbour in the fact that he's not joined onto my house, he's a few doors up. But he's the most interesting bloke on the street to come and have in a video, because you all liked him last time. But he does swear a lot.
Give us the shovels. Let's get a bit of.
We've got on your side.
Here, hold it. This is a muppet shovel. Get hold of the thing here.
Wait a minute, I can't waste my clothes.
Yeah, but I'm not used to work with a little muppet shovel. You're not.
You got to have the merch on. Furze Mining Company t-shirt. Look, one of these. Come on, you can't be down here wearing whatever that is.
That's warm.
What?
Warm head in the oven.
No, it's just been in the cupboard upstairs. But you know, we are experiencing a heat wave at the minute. You said you were a medium.
That's just medium, isn't it?
Medium.
It can't be a medium. Look at it, it's like a blooming dress.
I like them like that. I like it long anyway.
See link in bio.
Get the out.
I've been trying to do it silent, but the neighbours come down here making more noise.
Come on, Fuzzy, you start digging.
Yeah, all right. You've only been down here this morning. Moving. Look at that, look. Oh, look at those big bits, boy.
Are you talking?
Oh, yes. Now, while we've been digging this last section, it's actually been the driest July the UK's had in 100 years. But unbelievably, the mud that we've been going through has been the wettest and the stickiest we've ever known throughout the whole project. And you kind of thought, like, well, why is this? Well, basically, I'm thinking, obviously, as the soil dries out on the surface, the moisture comes up from underneath to replenish that moisture, you know, osmosis, keep it moist, so to speak. Now, this makes a lot of sense, because if you ever have a really dry spell on a playing field and there's been like a Roman footing or there was a building there, you know, you always see the foundations bit where it dries out even more and leaves like a line on the grass. Now, I used to think that was because the grass above that wasn't as thick and then the sun could bake it and it would kill it off more. But it's probably the fact that the water can't come up past that foundation and keep the ground moist underneath. And it's the same in my back garden where the bunker is. You can see exactly where the bunker is now in my back garden. There we go. It's dug. It's all done. Everything I'm not drawing, I've been speaking about, you know, for all these videos, it's finally all been dug by hand. Now, I know what you're thinking, Colin, where has it all gone? These buckets, you load them up, you take them down, you winch them up, you stick them in the van. But where has it been taken, Colin? Because we've never seen that, have we? No! Now, this is a third of it, maybe a little bit less, but you get the idea. We've shifted a lot of rock. Okay, last bit, fabricate the tunnel, make the little alcove where the air compressor is going to go, and then of course surround it in concrete. You've seen all this before. Now, because this time we're building the tunnel right up to the rock face, I've got to block the sides off, so I've had to scribe the metal, cut it with this wonderful jigsaw-y thing, and fit it in before we go any further. You concrete holding back genius, boy!
Find the little ways, but the right ones get replaced.
Oh yes, it is all welded up. Now under here, where the compressor's going to go, I've put like this little fence here, and then we're actually going to fill that up with concrete, because obviously compressors vibrate, sort of thing. You put it on a nice solid base, it will, the noise will travel less than what it would do on the Kingspan and plywood floor. So the concrete this time, there's no wheelbarrows. We're literally just going to pour it straight down the hole, straight out the cement mixer, straight down. Right, let's go and get the tarp set out. Let's have it. You know, I was saying earlier how we've had like the driest summer, God knows how many years. The day he comes to do the concrete in, it's peeing it down. But there we are. Straight down there. I got sensors for. Right, that's got it all full. This one's up to the top. This one's up to the top, ready to be smoothed off and everything. Now we've got a little bit of the excess concrete in these tubs, probably way more than what we need to obviously take down and fill in under the air compressor. And we actually had a bit more left over this time. So I filled the JCB bucket up. But it's good to have too much and not too little. Concrete's all gone off. Now I've shown in previous videos when the concrete goes off it gets really hot. Well, this time it got really hot. The walls were 45 degrees, the air temp down here was 36 degrees. It was like we were having another heat wave. Now, concrete slab's all good. Where we're going to put the compressor, so we've got to get that installed. Basically now what we're going to do is all the little finishing touches. Tear the carpet up, giggity, get it all nice and clean, seal it all up, stop the moisture out the ground coming into the tunnel and kind of giving it like this fustiness. Clean the walls down, wax it all up. It's just finishing it off. It's the home straight now, people. Let's get it all looking nice. Now first up, we're going to tear all this mucky carpet up, have a really good tidy up, ready for what's going to happen next. Now, as you're going to see this, it's not chronologically exactly how it happens, but like with all big jobs, sometimes you have to start a job and then start another one and you can't finish another one until that one's finished and so on. But here we go. Now first up, we've got a permanent fixture for the ventilation fan. So after a bit of a measure up, a clean up with a wire brush, fully equipped with my safety squints, we then paint the back of the back box to stop any moisture causing any rust, and then it's onto the CNC plasma cutter to cut it out. But Colin never pressed record, so you'll just have to imagine what it looked like. So with a plate cut, you just poke the fan through, weld some fixing lugs on, give it a little bit of paint, and then pop it in its hole using magnets to steady it while you fix it in. And then, oh, don't that look lovely? We just need some sparks now, don't we, to make it work. Now, before we start laying any cable in, we've got to lift up all the outside boards around the tunnel. And this gives us a good chance to clean some of them up, because at various times in the tunnel process, when we've had hot concrete going off, the heat from that has come into the cold part, caused condensation, that's run down and kind of made some of the boards a little bit damp and a little bit dirty. Running the cables for the sockets was pretty simple. We basically just laid it in that outside channel underneath the boards through the channels that we'd left. I mean, basically the hydraulics running it, and now the cables are running it, and then we'd poke the wires up to the sockets through these little ducts that we'd left. It's like we knew we were gonna do this. Now, to put the sockets on the wall, we use this amazing tool called a stud welder. And this basically flash welds a little metal stud onto the tunnel walls, so then you can put the socket on, screw it, bolt it on, it is nice and solid. Then, once I've got that sorted, I need to go around the whole tunnel, marking out where all the sockets on, stud weld them all up, and then thread the cables up and wire it all up. Now, fitting the lights, this is a whole trickier job. Basically, we've got to pull all the cables through the box section. Now, I'm mounting the lights on the wall, but of course I'm not just mounting one light. Oh no, there is lots of lights. There is 14 lights in total, and of course they spread out the whole tunnel. This could take a bit longer. But to help me make the holes for the cables to run through, I got myself a new tool. Why did I not buy one of these years ago? This is amazing! Right, if there's anybody out there that's watched my videos and there is a tool which is like quite common, like a mag drill, that I don't have, that I should have, blooming tell me. Put it in the comments. Because this is amazing!
Yeah, you don't think of me at all. Why won't you think of me at all?
So, with my hole drilling method sorted and back to the old classic Furze plastic bag on the end of a bit of string, sucked through with a hoover to thread the cables job. Oh, what a method! We just got to thread all those cables in, get the lights mounted, and then switch it all on. Now, I know this doesn't look too bad on camera, but I'm not that happy with these wall lights. Basically, this is how I've done it in the tunnel, in the bunker, and I thought I'd do it the same, so when it joins up to it, it all matches. But now this is a lot longer, it kind of looks a bit dark. And also, because you're glaring at the lights, this wall here is just like darkness to me. I can't see it. So, down here, I've experimented with putting them on the ceiling, which I like a lot better. So, happy with the new lighting position. I now fixed up the remaining lights, which means I can now take down the temporary festoon lights, which we've been using to light so far, wire up the light switches to the fuse board, and on to the next job, which is to temporarily seal off the ends of the tunnel, basically stopping all the moisture coming out the rock, getting into the air into the tunnel, causing condensation and dampness, and causing rust. Now, the shed end of the tunnel has a vent which goes up to the surface, which is all part of the ventilation system. So, as well as blocking it off, I had to weld this little collet on the back, get this flexible bit of pipe, stick it on that, and then block it off. This was a little bit tricky. So, with all the main jobs sorted, it's time for a few small ones. Tidy the hydraulics up, remove the minecart railway, get rid of all the welder and the tools, lower the compressor down, put it in its position, plumb it up, and switch it on. Right, that's got that finished. Just got to clean the walls, put the carpet down. I might need to add some soundproofing for this, but then you might not be able to hear it. You might not be able to hear it in the house. So, with a good steel brushing up of the walls, wiping them down, get them all nice and shiny, it's then time for one last hoover up, get some carpet down, and feel the luxury of a finished tunnel. Before you start a project, you've always got some idea in your head of what it's going to look like, but what you don't know is what it's going to feel like, being in its presence or using it. I've made vehicles and stuff which are super well engineered, compact, and they do exactly what I want them to do. But this tunnel is essentially just a corridor. It's got a warmth, it's got a sense of solidness. I don't know whether it's the lighting, whether it's the details, the stainless steel ladder, or whether it's the fact that it's got dark walls and a light carpet, which is the polar opposite to what you do in a house. But either way, walking through it is just absolute bliss. It is a wonderful place to be. Okay, I am clearly very pleased with how this has come on. It is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for watching all the videos and enjoying it. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed. This has clearly been one of the most popular projects I have ever done on YouTube. Now, of course, thanks to Rick for helping me. This has been pretty much impossible to do on my own. And thanks to Tom, of course, for sorting out some of the earlier digging deposits and coming to help him with his suit and his trumpet thing. Yeah. Right, now I've got a couple of stats because people are asking. So basically, this is just a rough estimate. There is 40 sheets of 4mm steel, 18 sheets of 2mm steel, 80 metres of 40mm box section, 120 metres of 50mm box section, and get this, there's about 444 metres of welding and about 75 cubic metres of concrete. Now, that doesn't include the frame which held the tunnel together while we were digging it. I can't calculate that anymore because I can't see it, it's all gone, and the concrete assessment might be wildly off as well because sometimes it just disappeared and then other times it would fill it right to the top. Anyway, this of course is just a corridor, the means to get to places. So what's next, Colin? What's at the end of these things? Okay, so the shed end of the tunnel is obvious. That's going to go down the bunker, straight down the garden, straight into the bunker, very nice. But on the way, do we stop off and do anything else? There is enough space. There's a question. But what about the other end? What about this car park you talk of, Colin? Wow. Check this out. Pardon me, this is not to scale, but anyway. Okay, so we've got the DeLorean here. I do have a DeLorean, and this is where I want to put it because this would be so awesome. Right, so basically, we've got the house, we've got the tunnel here, which comes along from the front. This is roughly where it comes out, in between the house and the garage. So, I'd like to have a room underneath the front of the house here. It probably won't go the full distance right that way, but, you know, pretty much along here. And then in here, we'll sit the car. Now, the big question with this is is how do we do this up and downy bit. Now, the simplest way would just be a scissor lift. So it just goes up, and then you have the drive bit on the top attached to it. So the whole thing comes up, you drive off, drive back on, it comes back down again. But, come on guys, this is the 21st century. What happens if Colin comes in, drives in forward, lowers himself down? I don't want to be reversing out. So what I would like to do is to turn the car around in the room so when it comes back out, it's facing forward. Now this does pose a bit of a tricky problem because obviously if we do it right close, if the up and down mechanism is right close to this wall, you can't turn a car. You'd have to move it forwards a little bit or across, turn it round, and then bring it back again and then bring it up. Now the reason why I want this to happen over here as far as possible is because I don't want the car going up and down in front of my front door. And also if we have it happen over here, we might be able to fit 2 cars in here. So therein lies the complication, but I'm sure we can do it. Now, of course, there is scissor lift. We can have hydraulics right underneath it, dig down a bit further. It can push it right up from the bottom. You know, we could have a big arm up the side here, so the whole thing kind of goes up like a hand, and then maybe that could boom forward, spin it round, come back, spin it round, go up again. Oh! The questions. Now, if you've got any ideas of how you want to do this, stick it in the comments. Let's everyone get involved in this. This is going to be a mega project. I can't wait to come around the corner and just see the DMC sat there. It's going to remind me of that bit out of Back to Future 3 when it was buried for 70 years in the old mine. Oh, I can't wait. Right, that is the future. Subscribe, people. Go and check out all the other tunnel videos. There is 10 videos. I'm going to put them in a playlist. I might even compile them all into one mega video and get rid of all the introduction and talky bits so you can just watch it in one big lump. But there we are. Thank you very much for coming on the journey. It has been a pleasure. See you out. This is the future. Boom!